In our last video, we brought you really important analysis from Barbara McQuade, NBC News legal analyst, on why it's been a devastating week for Donald Trump. If you haven't seen it yet, you can go check it out. Well, wait. In this video, I want to take another piece of what Barb shared and connect a few more dots on why this is all becoming so disastrous, both legally and politically. And not just for Trump, but also for newly elected House Speaker Mike Johnson. Barb and I were talking on my podcast, Beyond Politics, about one of the critical questions about Donald Trump and the rest of the Republican Party after the 2020 election and leading up to the insurrection. Let's listen. And quick reminder, because of Barb's work for NBC and MSNBC, we're not going to show the video of her, but you can hear her analysis. This concept of willful blindness. It's not a defense under the law to deploy the George Costanza line.
It's not a lie if you believe it.
A lot of Trump's defense, at least publicly, seems to be that he truly believed the lie. I imagine that what Fani Willis and Jack Smith may now be looking for here out of the testimony that we will eventually see from Ellis and Chesbrough and Powell is that kind of Watergate phrase.
What did the president know, and when did he know it?
Even if he claims that he believed it, it's a case of willful blindness.
Yes, in a case like this, it is the prosecution's burden to prove that he had the guilty intent, that he knew he had lost the election. Criminal law requires mens rea, a guilty mind, a criminal intent. The fact that we've got now 3 lawyers saying we knew these things were false is very important. As to willful blindness, a person may not ignore a high probability that a fact is true simply by putting his head in the sand. We already had William Barr and the cybersecurity director and Trump campaign lawyers and White House lawyers saying all these things. But now, in addition, you're going to have Sidney Powell and Jenna Ellis and Kenneth Chesbrough all saying the same thing. The evidence is sounding pretty overwhelming about the idea that, of course, Trump had to know, even if he didn't admit that he knew, that he had lost the election.
This is a critical point. Trump knew. He knew. Everyone around him knew.
U.S. Attorney General William Barr says the Justice Department has not uncovered any evidence that would change the outcome of the presidential election.
I told him that the stuff that his people were shoveling out to the public was bullshit.
I respect Attorney General Barr, so I accepted what he was saying.
I remember sharing with him that we weren't finding anything.
The acting Attorney General, Jeff Rosen, and the acting deputy, Richard Donahue, told President Trump over and over again that the evidence did not support allegations he was making in public.
So in our first video from our interview with Barb McQuade, we talked about why Trump's 3 lawyers, Kenneth Chesbrough, Jenna Ellis, and Sidney Powell, flipping and testifying against him, destroyed his first line of defense, that he was just listening to what his lawyers were telling him. Now, what Barb is saying is that these 3 lawyers are going to be able to destroy his second line of defense.
It's not a lie if you believe it.
Either Trump definitely knew that everything he was doing was based on a lie, or he was making himself willfully blind to clear and obvious facts. Legally, it doesn't matter which of those it is, because either way, he's guilty. It also matters politically, and not just for Trump. Mike Johnson was the leader of the Republicans' effort to overturn the election, and he has never repudiated any part of it. When he was asked about it after being elected speaker, he refused to comment. Either he is so addled that he believes something that is totally false, or he's such a determined right-wing warrior that he knows that the big lie is just that, and he's cynically using it to gain power. One more thing. This isn't the only issue like this for Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson is a creationist. He's tied to fringe evangelical groups that believe the earth is 7,000 years old. And he's helped support a giant Noah's Ark and creationism museum, which literally shows dinosaurs on Noah's Ark.
This looks like an apatosaurus or something.
Yeah, it's a sauropod, yeah.
Your claim is that a family built this enclosure for ancient sauropods.
Well, you must admit, these are quite exquisite exhibits, right?
They're very troubling.
But they're beautifully done, aren't they?
I guess.
The take home here is that in Donald Trump and Mike Johnson, you have the 2 leading Republicans in America who, thanks especially to those 3 lawyers who have now turned state's evidence, we can say with increasing certainty, either knew they were lying through their teeth with devastating consequences for America, or are so far off their rockers that they believe their own big lie. And also this.
He made a way to save people and animals on board the Ark, including the dinosaurs.